Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We are simulcasting the second half of the syndicated radio transmission, as we do every day, live at prisonplanet.tv, here from our radio/TV studios. And yes, for viewers, you saw that right. For radio listeners, you go to rushlimbaugh.com, of all places. Top story on rushlimbaugh.com, Prison Planet. With hurricanes at 30-year low, Gore turns to Photoshop. And when you click on it, which we'll do live on air, when you click on it, it takes you to an article written by Paul Joseph Watson today. Now, Limbaugh's talked about us quite a few times, generally in a negative light. We were criticizing George W. Bush as a New World puppet. And he's criticized us for believing there's a world government being set up. But Limbaugh's got a problem. Now, the New York Times, the Associated Press, Financial Times, Reuters, Wall Street Journal, they're all announcing a private world government is being set up, and they're going to fund the world government with carbon taxes. Well, Limbaugh is right, and then he's against carbon taxes. And so thank you, Rush Limbaugh. Thank you for linking to the article. It's a very strange feeling to start getting calls at about noon today from listeners that happen to hear Rush Limbaugh for large parts of the first hour of his show read the article by Paul Joseph Watson from prisonplanet.com. And that article, of course, is up at prisonplanet.com. With hurricanes at 30-year low, Gore turns to Photoshop, photoshopping in photographs of more hurricanes. And in fact, click on the article from prisonplanet.com. We can scroll down and show people the photoshopped photos. And Gore, of course, used fake graphs showing that after carbon dioxide is released in higher levels, that then the Earth warms. He actually flipped the graphs. When the official graphs came out in the months after his film, The Inconvenient Truth, it was pointed out that they had doctored the graphs. All the major universities, all the major governments, it was a fraud. When the Earth gets warmer, it releases more carbon dioxide out of the ocean, out of the ice pack. There's more life, more plant life, more plankton, more photoplankton. They release more oxygen, more carbon dioxide, that are the two life-giving gases. Plants operate off carbon dioxide. It's not a poison, as Barack Obama and the UN have said. That's a lie. Believe me, plants do breathe it. Plants do exist, not a conspiracy theory. And Ban Ki-moon exists, the Secretary General of the UN, calling for world government 2 weeks ago in the New York Times, in an editorial published in papers all over the country and all over the world, but in the New York Times mainly, biggest paper in the world, and saying the carbon tax will fund the world government. The carbon tax will fund the world government. So Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and many others are now being forced. Hannity still won't do it. He says none of it exists. He says he wants to have microchips put in all children. I have that clip in Police State 3 Total Enslavement. He says all militias should be arrested. I mean, Hannity is really a piece of work. And he's really discrediting himself, not covering the real issues and still running around denying that all of this is happening. But very, very strange to have Rush Limbaugh linked to, as his top story, and punch that back up for people. His top story, and his top story on the radio today to 20-plus million listeners, was Prison Planet. With hurricanes at 30-year low, Gore turns to Photoshop. So no doubt that our stories go viral every day, but this will go mega viral. Not only is it on his highly rated website, but it's on his #1 rated radio show. I don't think we're out of the woods yet, though. I know we're not, because Senator Inhofe is declaring victory, saying that there has been a defeat of the climate bill crowd when it's about to go to the full Senate. And it doesn't matter, because the states like California are implementing the carbon taxes regardless. And the bureaucracies federally are implementing them regardless of whether Congress passes it or not. We'll be right back after this quick break right here on the GCN Radio Network.